Okay, so if we come briefly back into the architecture of what we're trying to do here, if you remember, we have this kind of picture here, and what we're doing here is just trying to let's see here. It's from MySQL, so we're just going to do this bit first here, just to go to Amazon S3. As you see, it comes down here, Amazon S3 Lambda, and then over to Redshift. But first, before creating this pipeline, that's the next thing we want to do. But before we do that, we have to create the next the place where the data will land. So we have data here, and we want it to land in here. Then after that, then we can create the thing that goes in between them. So it's always like this. You have to create your source and your destination. Then after you've created your destination, then you can create the link between your source and your destination. Otherwise, you have nothing. You can't really create the link if you don't have these two things on either side. So that's the next thing we're going to do. We're going to go and make the S3 bucket. So if you come in here and go to the main window, the main beginning part of AWS, where the console starts, and I have in here some things that I've visited recently, but if you don't have that, you can come into here, services, and you will get it from in here. So it would be in here, but I don't really need to go there. I can just come in here in the services. If you click into that, then you will get into a screen like this. Amazon S3 simple storage. So here I'm just going to create a new bucket. So the name of my bucket is going to be called on_bucket 2. Bucket 2. on_bucket 2. Okay, and then I'm going to keep it. Everything that I'm doing for this tutorial, I'm going to keep in the Ireland region, because I found that after creating all these things, some things don't work, like glue and things like this. They don't really work for the trial version in other regions. Especially it doesn't work in the London region where I'd like it to work, because that would be my home region. So the region where I know it works is that is closest to me is the Ireland one. So EU West 1 is the one that I would pick here. So then choose the setting from the buckets, and then block all. We don't want to do is block all public access. Bucket versioning, total tags, things like this. Disable advanced. So just want to sort of just create this, and then it's enabled server-side encryption, disabled, so everything is fine actually. You just have to sort of have it like that. So what do we have in here? Block access through the public access buckets granted through new public bucket. So you just block the public access here. So then just create the bucket. Contains invalid characters. So okay, I'll just call it on bucket 2 like that then. And then create the bucket. And there we go, on bucket 2. So okay, you can have dashes, but you can't have underscores. So okay, anyway, that's the name of my new bucket here. And yeah, so I'll keep it here at the bottom. That will be where we would come in here and then create folders, but we'll do that later. This is just so for here, what we will have is some, well, we can do that now. Okay, so we'll create a folder here, and we will call the table. This is one you'll have a folder for each table. And so this is going to be table 1, the name for the tables. Obviously, if you were doing this for real, then you would have more meaningful tables, like maybe customer and sales and things like this. And then in here, we need another folder, which is to create a folder called historic. Yeah, so you just have all the historic data in your initial load. I'll call it initial load. There we go, initial load. There we go, initial load. I'll call it that. And then I'll call this one, the next one, I'll call it incremental load. So create another folder here called incremental load. So that's the name. So you can see what's going to happen in here. I'll put the initial load into here, and then every night I will go through this process here, the whole process, and then that will pick up from the initial load, the incremental load folder. That's the idea anyway. So that's the Amazon S3 side of things set up. We may have to later come in to different places and set up some security, but basically this is what we need to do. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.